Okay, so good day class. Ngayon, like I said on our previous meeting, what we will do today is I will just have to solve some examples regarding your previous topics, which is the moment of a force, tapos try na nating i-apply siya in calculating resultants of some parallel forces. Kasi we need to know or we need to use the concept of moment in order for us to know the resultant of forces that are not concurrent. Mainly, yung ating parallel forces tsaka yung non-concurrent forces. So, dito sa problem na to, may nakikita kayo sa screen, no? This problem here on the screen, ang sabi lang naman niya, rod A and B, so ito, rod A and B, is held in place by a cord AC. So, meron daw tayong cord AC. Knowing that the tension in cord AC is 300 pounds, and that C is equal to 18 pounds. So, let us just write na lang, no? Para makita natin. So, ito daw, yung C natin is just equal to 18, oops, so this is just equal to 18 pounds. Wait lang, para makapal. This daw C is equal to 18 pounds. Tapos ito daw, this force here, since alam natin cable yan, tension is always a force that is along the line of action ng ating cable. Na? So, alam naman na natin yan. So, eto yan. So, ngayon, ang sabi niya, regarding dito sa AC natin, ito daw ay 300. Ito daw ay 300 pounds. Oops, wait lang. Why did I put pounds here? This is inches. Oops. This is, this is inches. Okay. So ngayon, ang tanong niya, determine the moment about point B. So this is the B part. About point B exerted by the cord at point A. Now by resolving the force into horizontal and vertical components applied at A, una muna point B, point A, tapos at B is at point C. So, ibig niya lang namang sabihin, kasi di ba, pinag-usapan na natin to dati. Sabi natin, uh, wait lang, how can I draw a, let me draw a line. Sabi natin, di ba, if I have a force, I can break it down into its components. Oops. I can break it down into its components. Tapos, sabi din natin na yung epekto ng force na yon must be equal to dun sa epekto ng component. So, for example, meron akong force dito. No, I can break it down into its components. Mainly yung ating horizontal component, yung x, saka yung ating vertical components y. Ngayon, sabi ko rin sa inyo na as long as let me select this two. As long as kahit saan ko siya i-breakdown sa force na to, kahit dito, okay lang. As long as it is on the line of action. So, as extend mo kahit na, for example, itong 300 force, if I break it down here at A, okay lang. If I break it down here at C, okay lang din. Kung extend ko siya, as long as it's still in the line of action, let's say dito, kung ito ay tatama siya dito, no? It's still possible. Pero sabi lang naman sa problem, um, resolving it when putting the horizontal and vertical components at A. So, dito yung una sa first part. Tapos yung sa letter B niya at C. So, alam dapat natin from before even starting the problem, we should know that yung components niya or yung sagot dapat natin na pag nilagay natin sa A itong force natin, dapat parehas lang pagka doon natin nilagay sa C. No, kasi nga, kahit saan natin ilagay yan, pare-parehas lang dapat yan. So, let's just start. If I want to take moment at point B, kasi di tayo sa kumukuha ng moment. So, if I want to take moment at point B, so ito yung point B. So, this is point B. So, moment, so, kung wala yung first part A, for the force is at point A. So, moment at point B is equal to summation of all the forces multiplied by their respective moment arms or their distances. So, ito yung aking Fy, ito yung aking Fy, ito yung aking Fx. No? Tapos, tulad din naman ng dati nating problem, ang problema lang na, dati nating example, sorry, ang problema lang naman talaga natin dyan is how to use or how to get the dimensions, how to get the areas, or sorry, how to get the angles. Na, so pag alam naman na natin yun, the formula kasi is very easy. That's just force times distance. So, ang problema lang na rin ngayon, how do we get, ito actually given na, no? Given na yung distance, uh, given na tong distance na to. So, ngayon, ang problema na lang natin, how do we know, how to get that Fy and Fx. So, ano natin, no? Drawing na lang ulit natin. Ngayon, alam natin na etong force Fy is just have the same inclination as this tension cable kasi yun nga yung property ng tension cable. So if it has the same inclination, kung ito-drawing ko tong triangle na yan, let's say ito. So yung triangle na yan is from here and ito, tapos ito, tapos syempre, oops, tulit-tulit ito rin, ito, 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 tapos okay. So ngayon, kung kukunin, oops, ginagawa nito. Yan. Okay. So, kunin ko na lang to. Combination nito. Ito. Get on. Dito. The glass E. Yan. Okay. So, ipayin natin siya. Okay. Burahin ko lang yung mga hindi kailangan. Yan. Yan. Ayan. So sabi natin, yung inclination nito parehas lang sa tension na yan. So ibig sabihin, yung theta, eto, yung angle natin, let's say dito, eto, this theta here must be equal to this theta here. Tama ba? So paano natin makukuha yung theta? Eh given na to no? This is already known as 22.5 inches. Tapos ito is already given as ito daw is 12 inches. Tapos yung kabila, so ito pala yung B. So ito hanggang dito, 12 inches. Tapos dito daw ay 18 inches. So total natin is 12 plus 18. Yung total natin would be 30. So ngayon, edi right triangle to. Kasi vertical and horizontal line yan. So since this is a right triangle, hindi, pwede gumit ang SOTOA. I know from this angle theta, alam ko na itong 30 is opposite. This 30 here is opposite of theta. And this 22.5 is adjacent of theta. So, pwede kong gamitin yung tangent. Theta is equal to opposite over adjacent. Which is equal to 30 over 22.5. TOA. No? So, katowa. And this is simply equal to, let's get my calculator. So, sabi niya, that will simply be 30 over 22.5 tapos shift tangent inverse. Tangent inverse niyan, that is 53.15 degrees. So, ito daw is equal to 53.13 pala, sorry. 53.13 degrees. So, if I know that this is 53.13 degrees, ito, 53.13 degrees, so malamang ito 53.13 degrees din. So yung force natin to get the components, itong triangle na to pwede ko rin gamitin sa pagkuha ng components, no? Kasi it is a similar triangle with the with the with the force, no? So ito pwede nating sabihin na etong side na to, this hypotenuse, is my 300 pound force. Etong aking, wait lang, dapat pala, tinopya ko na lang siya. Control C, Control V, yan. Since similar sila, sulat natin konti, yan. Since similar sila, etong hypotenuse na to, I can say that this is 300. Ito yung aking Fy, ito yung aking Fx. So, again, by using the known 53.13 degree angle, pwede ko nang gamitin yung mga trigonometric functions ko. To get Fy, Fy will simply be equal to 30 sine 53.13 degrees, and this is just equal to, sorry, but 330, this is 300 na. So 300 sine, this is equal to 200, 240. So Fx is also equal to 300 cosine 53. Oops. So this is 300 cosine 53.13 degrees. So 300 cosine 53.13 degrees. That is 180. So nakuha na natin yung dalawa. So this is 180. This is Fx. So I now know that this value, this is this Fy, the y component is 240 pound force. Tapos yung x component niya is 180 pounds force. So balik tayo dito sa graph natin. Tanggalin natin yung drawing ng triangle. Oops. Tanggalin ko yung drawing nito. Okay. Actually, kahit di na pala. Okay. So, eto daw. So, nalaman na natin, na-complete na natin. Fy daw is known to be 240. 204. Oops. Tapos, eto daw is 180. So, if I take moment at B, so dito na tayo, no? Summation of forces multiplied by the distances. Unahin natin yung Fy. So, Fy is 240 multiplied by moment arm niya. Since vertical to, what I need is the horizontal distance. Etong distance na to, hanggang dito. So, horizontal distance, given na yan, which is 22.5, no? So, ibig sabihin, ito is 22.5. Ngayon, may kulang pa tayo, yung sign. Let's check. Fy. How does Fy? Paano nagro-rotate ng Fy? Paano nagro-rotate tong Fy sa point of moment center ko, which is yung point B. So kung titignan mo siya, etong Fy na to, nagro-rotate yan para umikot siya sa B. Eto, no? Ganyan yung rotation niya. Ito yung rotation niya. Tama? So, sabi mo lang, no? Ito, nakatali siya sa point B. Paikutin mo tong force na yan. Yung direction na to, pataas siya dito para makaikot siya. Magkakanan siya. Tapos rotate. And this rotation is clockwise. So, sa ating sign convention, this clockwise rotation is positive. So, meron pa tayong isa. Ito pala. 180. So, 180, unahin na natin. 180, pag pinarotate ko tong force na yan para sa point B, ito yung rotation niya. Tama? So, para lang siya magro-rotate around point B. So, dapat nakagitna siya sa point B or iikot siya sa point B. And this rotation, ito. Itong rotation na yan, ang ganyan is a counterclockwise rotation. So, since this is counterclockwise, this is minus, ito na lang, this is minus 180 multiplied by moment arm niya. So, moment arm niya, which is, ito yung 180. So, since horizontal yan, extend mo lang yung line of action nito. Extend mo lang siya hanggang dito. Tapos, from this point B, the vertical distance is already given as 12 inches. So, 12 inches. Now, I know that equation. Yan na lang naman yun. Pwede basic substitution na lang, no? Basic calculation na lang. 22.5 minus 1 minus 180 times 12. So, the answer is 3,240. So, 3 positive yung nakuha natin. No? So, 3,240. And the unit is pounds multiplied by inches. Pounds, inches. Kung gusto mong gawing pounds feet, okay lang. Wala kasing sinabi sa given, no? So, I'm allowing you to use what is given here sa problem. Pero kunyari, ang sinabi niya, what is the moment in terms of pounds foot, you need to convert this into pounds foot. Pero wala namang sinabi sa problem, I'm allowing you to use kung ano man yung nasa given natin, which is in this case, pound inches. So, ngayon, yung rotation niya, syempre, kailangan natin i-indicate yun. It is rotating since positive yan. Ang ating positive sign convention is clockwise. So, that's positive. This is answer for letter A. No, ito yung answer natin for letter A. Ngayon, meron pa tayong pangalawang tanong. Sabi niya, paano naman pag yung Fy tsaka Fx ko? Paano naman pag yung Fy tsaka Fx ko, oops. Paano naman daw pag yung Fy tsaka Fx ko, dito ko daw siya nilagay. So, okay lang ba? Anong gagawin ko lang? Etong buong to, ililipat ko lang doon. Kasi tama pa rin naman yan. Tama pa rin naman yun, no? Yung Fy mo, yun pa din, kasi yun pa rin naman yung force mo. Fx mo yun pa rin, kasi yun pa rin naman yung force mo. Tapos, ito kahit wala na to, kasi nag-solve naman natin Fy at Fx. So, ang gagamitin na lang natin yung ibang distances. Pero yung force natin, parehas pa din. Like I said, it still lies on the same, yan, same line of action. So, ibig sabihin, tama pa rin yan. Ngayon, so, let's take moment. Again, this is still moment at B. Pero ang ano na natin, the components is applied at point C. So, ngayon, simulan ulit natin. So, this is just summation of forces along, summation of forces multiplied by their own moment arm. This is equal to, unahin na natin yung 240. Yung 240, kung extend ko yung line of action niyan, tama, in-extend natin yung line, oops. Extend natin yung line of action niya. Eto, pag in-extend natin yung line of action niya, pansinin nyo, tatama siya sa B. Tama, kasi dire-diretso yan, tatama sa B. So, ibig sabihin, pag tumama siya sa B, ang kanyang moment arm is 0. So, this is basically 240 multiplied by moment arm niya na 0. So, 0 na yan. So, ngayon, yung 180 naman, 180, tingnan natin yung rotation niya. Galing dito, magra-right. So, ito yung ikot niya, and this is a clockwise rotation. So, 100 plus, positive kasi clockwise, 180, multiplied by its moment arm na, eto na. Kasi this vertical distance, yung perpendicular distance niya, is 18, given na yan, 18 inches. So, 18 inches, and this is equal to 180 times 18, that is 3,240. 3,240 positive, no? So since it's positive, pounds inch, this is rotating clockwise. And if you would see, yung sagot dito, oops, wait, yung sagot natin dito, wait, bakit ayaw mo mag-ilan? Yung sagot natin na to, eto, tsaka sagot natin ito, parehas lang. Kasi we investigated the same course. Kahit pa magkaiba yung pinaglagay natin sa kanya, yung in-apply natin siya una muna dito sa letter A, sa point A dito, tapos sa letter B dito sa point C, walang problema kasi it still falls on the line of action ng aking force. The answer must still be the same, no? Kasi hindi man nagbago yung force natin. Ngayon, sir, bakit dalawa to? So, ibig sabihin yan, kahit anong piliin nyo, kahit saan nyo gusto, basta alam nyo yung exact location ng point na yun, pwede nyo gamitin. At syempre, dapat, kung pipili kayo, doon kayo sa mas madali. In this case, kung ako yung papipiliin, mas gusto ko sa point C. Kasi una pa lang sa point C, pag dito ko ilagay yung force, alam ko na agad na yung y component doon, 0. Kasi, ang y component niya, papasok or tatama sa point B. So, answer, 3,240. No. So, again, pagdating sa ganitong solution, hindi naman mahirap yung formula kasi ito lang yung formula mo. Hindi rin naman mahirap yung pagkuha ng force kasi yung components sanay. sanay na tayo diyan. Ang hindi naman sa mahirap, ang tricky lang minsan is how to get the dimensions, how to solve for the angles, how to solve for, the proper moment arm. Kasi minsan nagkakamali kayo dun. So again, like I said, practice lang talaga yung magagawa niyo dito. You need to practice solving many problems involving moments para mas ma-gets at mas ma-grasp niyo kung paano yung gagawin. Kasi I can twist every, given, kaya kong i-twist lahat ng mga given, lahat ng mga, required. Pero kung alam mo yung moment or alam mo yung concept ng moment, hindi ka magkakamali dito. Kasi napakasimple lang naman yung concept ng moment. So, ah, ngayon, yung gagawin naman natin, since okay na tayo sa moment, paulit-ulit na lang 'yan, 'yan na 'yun. Ang gagawin na lang natin we would try to do yung ating, next topic na ia-apply natin itong concept ng moment, which is yung parallel force system. So, let me pause the video for a while tapos labas natin yung, PowerPoint at yung introduction ng parallel force system. Okay, so ngayon yung ating, next topic which is an application ng moment na is yung concurrent, coplanar parallel force system. Na-discuss na natin yung, nag-examples at nag-discussion na tayo regarding dun sa topic ng concurrent force system. So eto kasi 'di ba sabi ko sa inyo, yung types of force system natin meron tayong coplanar, tapos meron tayong non-coplanar. So, yung sa coplanar tsaka non-coplanar, sa coplanar muna tayo, meron tayong collinear, meron tayong concurrent, meron tayong parallel, meron tayong non-concurrent. Tapos itong three-dimensional, meron din tong apat. So, yung non-coplanar, three-dimensional yan. So, hindi naman natin papagalin yan. So, paano lang natin gawin yan pagka nandun na tayo sa coplanar, which is your two-dimensional force system, which is your, X and Y madalas. Minsan, pero minsan meron din namang Z. Pero as long as you only have two planes or two axes, two-dimensional lang siya, that's, already under coplanar. Itong collinear tsaka concurrent, tapos na natin to. Ito yung mga diniscuss natin previously. Ngayon, itong parallel kasi is another type of force system which is we will use the concept of the moment. Bakit? So, ano bang difference niya? So, ang coplanar, ang collinear, kung meron kang mga force, marami kang force, nag-a-act siya in a single line of action. So, pag nag-draw ka ng line, lahat sila nag-a-act doon sa line na yun. That's collinear, no? That's why tawag sa kanya collinear. Ngayon, dun sa isa naman, yung concurrent force system, lahat ng force mo nag-act at a single particle. No, ito yung mga example natin ng huli. No, so dito ang ginamit lang natin sa equations dito for equilibrium or equations for solving is yung ating summation of forces along x is just equal to your resultant x, tapos summation of forces along y is equal to your resultant along y. No, ngayon meron na tayong pangatlong bala or pangatlong ano ba yan? Ano pangatlong equation para gamitin sa pag-solve. Dito yung moment, di natin pa pwedeng gamitin kasi lahat sila or hindi natin nagagamit kasi lahat sila tumatama dito sa point na to. Ibig sabihin, lahat sila, ang moment arm sa point na to, zero. So, wala silang moment lahat. So, ngayon, paano naman pag parallel? Ang parallel kasi, let's say you have a structure, let's say a beam, no? You have a beam. Gawin natin square, a rectangle. And let's say you have a beam. Tapos sa beam na yan, marami tayong courses. No, let's say, eto, meron kang ganyan, tapos may pataas dito, tapos may bababa dito, tapos may pataas dito, sorry, may pataas dito, yan. Kahit pa marami yan. No, so yung marami akong forces, since as long as they are all uh, parallel, yun nga, from the term itself, parallel, as long as they are all parallel, this is a parallel force system. No, kahit pa magkakalayo sila, kahit magkakalapit sila, basta pare-pareha silang vertical or pare-pareha silang horizontal or pare-pareha silang 30 degrees, basta pare-pareha sila ng inclination. In this case, ito sa example na to, sa drawing na to, lahat sila vertical, I can consider them or it will be considered as a parallel force system. Ngayon, paano ba yan? Yung dati, ang sabi lang natin is pagka concurrent, tatama pa din yung force natin sa yung resultant natin dun sa particle. So, for example, yung dati natin, marami akong forces dito. Yan, ito yung mga force ko. Equal yan sa force na tatama din siyempre dun sa point na yun. So, ito yung resultant niya. Ngayon, hindi na natin pwedeng sabihin yun kasi wala na silang same point na pinatamaan. Pero, kung lahat sila vertical, the resultant must also be vertical. Or kung lahat sila horizontal, the resultant must also be horizontal. Na kung anong orientation ng mga resultant, yun din yung magiging orientation ng ating components. So, kung eto, let's say magkakaroon tayo ng resultant dito. No? So, kunyari, yan ang resultant natin. Hindi natin alam kung saan yan. So, ngayon, para ma-describe itong resultant na to, sabi ko nga sa inyo, ang force, para ma-describe mo ng mabuti, dapat meron kang apat na bagay. Yung apat na bagay na yon is your magnitude, your direction, your line of action, tsaka yung inyong um, point of application. Diba? Ito yung apat, yung na-discuss nung introduction sa inyo, no? Point of application. So ngayon, since apat nga tong meron na to, isa-isahin natin. Pag summation of forces ako, di ba? Dati, para makuha yung resultant, if I do summation of forces here, summation of forces, mga yan, that will be directly that will directly solve R. So, ibig sabihin, pag nag-summation of forces ako, gets okay na tayo sa magnitude. We will already find out what's the magnitude. Ngayon, yung direction naman, di ba sabi natin, since mayroon tayong ginagamit na sign convention, the sign of the resultant, the negative or the positive sign of the resultant will indicate to me the direction of the force. So, kung negative to, pababa. Kung nangyari, vertical, no? Kung negative yung makuha nating R, eto, kung negative yan, ibig sabihin, pababa yung resultant natin. Pag positive yan, ibig sabihin, pataas yung resultant na makukuha natin. So, ibig sabihin, if I do summation of forces, aside from getting the magnitude, I will also get the direction. Ngayon, yung line of action, it is as simple as saying na kung vertical itong mga to, vertical din yung magiging force natin. Ngayon, dito tayo sa point of application. So, sa point of application na to, hindi pa natin ito nasosolve. No, hindi pa natin yan nasosolve. So, ibig sabihin, wait lang lang, ayusin nga natin yung drawing natin. Gamitin natin yung maayos na drawing. Kasi, pero ganoon lang din naman yun. No? Kung, ito siya. Ito, yan. Let's say, ito yung drawing natin. Ganun lang din. Meron kang maraming forces, tapos meron kang resultant meron kang resultant na nasa point din ng mga forces mo or nasa along dun sa mga forces mo. So dapat yung resultant nito, yung components na to, equal dapat din sa resultant na yan. So, kasi yun lang naman kasi yung concept ng resultant. Kung anong epekto ng forces ko, yun din dapat yung epekto ng magiging resultant ko. Kung anong total force ng aking components, yun din dapat yung magiging force or total force ng aking resultant. No? So, yun na makukuha na natin by doing summation of forces along kung ano mang direction nila, makukuha na natin agad doon yung ating magnitude tsaka direction. Actually, pati yung line of action. Ngayon, dito tayo sa point of application. Sa point of application, kailangan ko kasing ma-indicate kung nasaan nag-act tong R na to. Kasi itong R na to, hindi ko sure. It may act here, it may act here, it may act here. So, kahit saan dyan, no, hindi pa tayo sure. Depende yan sa sa state or sa lakas or sa position ng mga components ko. So, ang alam lang naman dapat natin, kung ang magnitude ng mga components ko same sa magnitude ng resultant ko, so dapat din nating sabihin na ang moment ng mga forces ko, ang moment ng mga components ko, must also be equal to the moment ng resultant ko. Yun lang naman, di ba? So, kasi ang epekto ng resultant ko must be the same as the epekto or must be the same as the effect of my components. So the moment of my resultant must be equal to the moment of my components. Ano bang moment ng resultant ko? Let's say, all my distances is reflected or is referred to this point. Let's just call this point A. Kung naka-refer sila yan sa point A, sa drawing na to with these given dimensions, ang aking moment is R, tama? Ang moment ng resultant ko, this one, the moment of my resultant is simply R, tama? That's the force multiplied by the moment arm. From point A, ang moment arm ko is from this distance until this distance, yung horizontal distance dyan, kasi vertical yung R, eto, which is given as D. Ngayon, R multiplied by D. So, this is equal to moment ng mga components ko. So, you have first component, F1, multiplied by x sub 1. Pero x sub 1 natin dito, 0 na. Kasi ang point A, tsaka yung F1, nagtatama sila sa isa't isa. So, eto, in this example, kasi dun yung reference na nilagay ko, this is 0. Pero kung iba, kung hindi, di meron kang F1, x1. Plus, meron kang F2, multiplied by yung moment arm niya. Siyempre, eto yan, no? This is x2, kasi horizontal distance din yan. Plus, F3, x3, plus F4, X4, and so on kung marami pang forces. No? So ngayon, ibig sabihin, check ulit natin, no? Sa problem madalas given naman itong mga components mo. For example, kailangan ko makuha yung B. Check natin. F1 given yung mga yan, no? F1, F2, F3, F4, kung ano man yung mga components, given yan. Yung mga distances nila, given din yan. So pag given yung mga F, given din yung mga X, lahat ng nasa right side ng equation given. Pwede kong masolve to. Ngayon, yung R can be simply solved by using summation of forces, which is already checked here, already solved here. Ngayon, kung given na lahat ng nasa right, given na rin yung R, from this equation, I can now solve for D. Ano ba yung D? No? Ano ba yung D? This D now indicates the location of my resultant. Meaning, pag alam ko yung location, this is now my point of application. So, ngayon, kaya lang naman talaga natin pinag-aralan yung moment para sa topic na to. Kasi ang topic talaga natin is not the moment. Our topic is parallel force system. Pero hindi natin masosolve ang isang parallel force system pag hindi natin alam paano mag-moment. Kasi we use the moment, we use the concept of moment in solving the point of application or basically the location of your resultant. Kung saan nag-a-act yung resultant mo. Okay, so that's the basic concept or of how to solve yung or the basic concept of parallel force system and getting the resultant of parallel force system. So ngayon, para mas maintindihan natin, let's mag-example tayo. No, wait lang, labas tayo ng problem. Say, tapos screenshot natin. Okay, so let's say eto. So, a parallel force system acts on the lever shown in the figure. So, here is the lever A. Determine the magnitude and the position of the resultant. Okay? So, wait lang. Ngayon, gawin ko na lang siya dito para medyo malaki. Yan. So, ngayon, meron akong 4 forces, no? So, 30 pounds going down, 60 pounds going down, 30 pounds going down, going up, and 40 pounds going down. Tapos, given din naman as 2 feet, 3 feet, 2 feet, and 4 feet, respectively, yung mga distances nila. Ngayon, ang sabi niya, determine the magnitude and the position of the resultant. So, ngayon, titignan mo lang naman, napakasimple. Magbalik lang tayo sa formula natin. No? Yung kanina, ito yung formula mo, di ba? So, iayos lang natin ng pagkasulat. Ito siya. No? So, ito lang naman talaga yung gagamitin mong formula. Bakit wala ng X, wala ng Y? Kasi, kung parallel, kung X yung isa, lahat sila X na. Dito sa case na to, Y yung isa, lahat sila Y na. Kasi nga parallel sila. So, I no longer need to indicate yung X or Y kasi isa na lang talaga yan. Iisa na lang siya. So, resultant. No? So, the magnitude of the resultant is solved by saying, let's make it this black para so tignan. Ayan. So, the magnitude of the resultant is just simply R is equal to the summation of all the forces. In this case, let's just use the same sign convention. All forces going down, negative. All forces going up is positive. So dito, R is just equal to 30. Oops, what happened? Yeah, 30. So this is going down, no? Ito, going down, 30 minus. So negative pala yan, sorry, negative 30 minus 60. Kasi going down tong 60 na to. Then plus 20 minus 40. So 30 going down, 60 going down, negative, negative, plus 20 kasi going up, then 40 going down, that's minus 10. So R, or the magnitude, will simply be equal to negative 30, negative 60, plus 20, minus 40, oops, 110. So this is negative 110 pounds, or it is directed downwards. Bakit downwards? Kasi nga negative yung sagot natin. Okay, that's already the magnitude and the direction. So dun na lang tayo sa distance. Let's say, may sinabi ba sa problem? Wala, no? Wala siyang sinabi kung anong reference natin. Ang sabi lang niya, ano daw yung position. So, since may nakikita akong A dito, siguro mas maganda kung dito na ako nagre-refer. So, let's just get the position of the resultant in reference to point A. So, dito tayo magre-refer. So, let's say, ang resultant ko, assumption lang natin, let's assume na nandito yung resultant ko. So, ito yung, let's make this color red pala. Let's make this color red. Let's say, ito yung resultant ko. Okay, kasi going down dyan na 110 pounds. So, ito yung resultant ko na 110 pounds. So, kung 110 pounds yan, this distance until this distance, ito, tawagin na lang nating X distance. Yun yung position niya. Kapag nalaman ko yung X, I can now clearly state kung ano yung position ng force ko. So, balik tayo dito. Okay, yan. So now, what we will do now is use this second formula, yung ginawa natin kanina. No, the moment of the resultant, so R multiplied by D is equal to the summation of all the forces multiplied by the respective moment arm, FD or FX, mo naman yan. So, ngayon, R, which is given as 110, okay? So, ngayon, ang nagmo-moment tayo, let's say this is moment at point A, kung titignan mo, let's take moment at point A, ito yung 110. Ano ba yung rotation ng 110? Is it clockwise or counterclockwise? It is, etong rotation na to, no? This rotation is clockwise. So, pag clockwise yung rotation mo, it is positive. So, multiplied by, hindi pa natin alam, so lagay lang natin D. Or sorry, hindi pala D. X na pala yung nilagay natin whatever dyan. X. Ito so. Multiplied by the moment arm, which is X. This must be equal to the moment, the force multiplied by the moment arm of all of the forces. So, ngayon, simulan natin. 30. This 30 rotates, again, clockwise. So, pag clockwise yan, positive. So, 30 multiplied by moment arm mo, 2. Tama, this is the moment arm 2. Okay, ngayon, this 60 pounds here also rotates clockwise. No, tama ba? Ito yung rotation niya. So, pag clockwise yung rotation niya, plus 60 multiplied by moment arm mo is this distance until this distance, and that is 2 plus 3. Tama? So, this is 5. Ngayon, yung 20 pounds, kung titignan mo, ang rotation niya, pataas na dyan, pataas, pababa. Ang rotation niya is counterclockwise. So, this is minus 20 multiplied by, moment arm niya is eto, 2 plus 3 plus 2. Kasi yung distance na to, hanggang dito yung moment arm ng 20. So, it's 2 plus 3 plus 2, that's 7. So, this is 7 feet. Plus, bakit plus? Yung 40 pounds kasi, pababa siya dito para mag-rotate sa A. Ito yung rotation niya. Tama, that's clockwise. So, this is 40 plus 40 multiplied by the moment arm, which is yung distance na dito hanggang dito. So, i-add lang natin yung 2 plus 3 plus 2 plus 4. And that is, oops, 7. So 40 multiplied by uh, 2 plus 3 plus 2, 7 plus 4, that's 11. Okay. So pag nagawa ko na yan, x would simply be equal to 30 times 2 plus 60 times 5 minus 20 times 7 plus 40 times 11. Now, divided by 100. So, kinakalculate ko na lang, no? Bahala na kayo pagka kayo, kayang-kaya nyo na yan. This is simply equal to 6 point, oops, what happened? Yeah, 6.6 feet. No? Ngayon, wait lang. Ay, hindi, sorry. Bakit 100 to? It should not be 100 pala. This is 110 na. Kasi ayun, 110. Bakit 100 yung sinulat ko? 110. So, divided by 110 to. And so, divided by 100. So, 6. So, ibig sabihin, 6 feet. So, ibig sabihin, the answer here, the magnitude in position, 110 pounds going down 6 feet to the right of A. No. So the force here, the resultant here is determined to be 110 pounds going down 6 feet, kasi x natin 6 feet to the right of A. Kasi ang ginamit kong reference A. Wala kasing binigay sa problem na to na reference na gamitin. So nagbigay na lang ako ng arbitrary reference which is yung A. Pero pag meron, syempre dapat doon kayo magre-reference. So again, it's as easy as that using summation of forces is equal to, sorry, summation of moment ng resultant is equal to the summation of moment ng mga components. So, napakasimple lang naman, no? Hindi naman mahirap to. Gagamitin lang natin yung natutunan nating um, moment para magamit or para masolve yung mga characteristics ng ating resultat, which is yun nga, yung kanya point of application. Right. So, uh, I'll make some more examples and post some more videos regarding this topic. Pero, natakpan pala yung iba, no? Pero, kita naman, nakaktan pala siya. Anyways, ano lang naman yan, no? For worthy time 11 lang yan dyan. Okay. So, ba't kasi may mukha pa ako, no? Okay. So, next topic natin would be non-concurrent force system. On your next meeting with me face to face, we will just again solve some examples and we will go to the non-concurrent force system. So that's all for this video lecture. I will post another video lecture of examples again regarding yung topic na to further add dun sa mga examples natin. Tapos, I will also post some Aralinks video, Aralinks modules, and examples uh, today, Friday. Okay? So, I hope you are good. So, good luck and be ready for your shift works and assessments on Tuesday and on your Friday. So, goodbye. See you again.